Okay, so I picked up, get my story straight from the get-go, y'all. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And what I did, I was at the Dollar Tree, and this was probably at the beginning-ish of August, and I saw these pickup tree. Oh my gosh, y'all. Pickup trucks. Little placard things. They have a hanger on them, so I reckon you could put them on the door, or you could hang them on the wall, whatever, y'all. And I thought, I want 2 of them, because instantly I knew what I wanted to do. Okay, you're going to see, we're not going to quite get to that part yet. Oh, did you see the thumbnail? I might already gave it away. Okay, so I'm cutting the pumpkins out, y'all. Cutting the pumpkins out of the back of the truck, and this is really thin wood. I would not call it balsa wood. I would call it more of a veneer kind of thing. And I'm truthfully, between you and me, my husband wants me to do another one for his office, only kind of rusty looking and junk. So I'm gonna hopefully they still have them. I don't know, it's been a long time, in Dollar Tree days. So we cut those off with the heavy duty knife, the cutter thing, and sanded it a little bit with the sanding block. Now we're going to paint it red. Originally I was going to paint it yellow like my truck, and then I thought, no, I'll just paint it red like everybody else's, so we all drive red pickup trucks. No, we don't. Some of us drive yellow ones. Anywho, we did not seal it first. We're just straight up putting a coat of red acrylic paint, and I think that particular brand is Americana, but I've used Serious. Oh my gosh, how can y'all not just roll over laughing yourselves silly with what comes out of my mouth? Anyway, various brands of acrylic paint, craft paint, and there is a list of ingredients in the description box below. I did make special note of the brands and the colors that I used this time, y'all. I know you're so proud of me and junk. So we're painting red for the whole thing. Okay, the wheels except that little thing up there at the top, which I considered putting chrome on. Okay, I considered it, and I thought, well, back in the olden days when this truck was a garden farm rolling truck, that it would not have been all chromed out. It would have had some chrome on it. Okay, because that's what they used, or shiny metal, whatever. But it would not have been decked out. And I did leave it undistressed, so to speak. We're not going to count where I mess up on the paint, but it'd be all right, y'all. It is all right. Not going to be all right. It is all right. So we're painting both of them, and I'm painting both of them the same because I don't know which one I'm going to want to be in the foreground. Okay, you'll see when we get there. So heat gun, y'all, because there is heat gun in this video, and I thought, well, let's just paint this light kind of wood color on there. It's called coffee, it's not called wood color, but it's a brown tan, so it's a wood color in my opinion. And I thought about cutting that slat away there that's in the middle. Okay, and I thought, no, we'll just leave it. It'll be all right. It is. It's all right. So we're going along, and we're just painting. We're using a little brush because we're wanting to try to stay, online. And yeah, I'll show you the whole thing of both of them because you needed to see. That's why. Well, that, and sometimes people are like, why do you cut stuff out? Leave it in there. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see when you mess up. Not if I mess up, mind you. This is not what they said. I want to see if you mess up. I want to see when you mess up. I don't know how they know this stuff. Anyway, time for the black wheels, because I heat gunned these trucks, and now we're putting the wheels on. The tires, not the wheels, the tires. So, and I know I painted up underneath the truck there with black, because back in the day it was black under there, okay, not paint color, okay. This is supposed to be reminiscent of the old farm and market stuff, okay. So we're doing that, and again, I'm using a little small brush because I'm trying to keep the red. Have you ever tried to paint red over black? Pretty much have to paint it white so that it becomes gray, and then paint it red, and that might work, might not. So we're doing that, and I'm trying to get some of the edges. I'm not being real precise, you know, because this is not necessarily going to be viewed up close. Now that everybody's looked at it here at my house, but you know, from a distance. So we're going along, and somebody messed up with the black, and we're trying to go over it with the, excuse me, golly gee whiz, and then we just go crazy with the wet black paint, and trying to wash it off with painty water, and it's just like, why do I keep touching that black? Why is that? I'm using a tiny brush. I ought not be touching the black stuff. It just won't stop, and I'm like, okay, stop, that's enough. Hicking, y'all. So I did come back over it when you weren't looking, when you blinked. I did go over that fender just a little bit, because that's what that is, that's fender. And now we're applying matte medium, okay? Because this is a painted truck. It does have wood on it, and it does have rubber tire. Okay, faux wood. Well, no, it's real wood. In this case, it is actually wood, but it's faux rubber because, you know, tires. So we want some of our pieces to be a matte, no sheen, okay? But I want them sealed, okay? So we're putting matte medium over the whole thing. I know. Wait till we do the second one. Gotta break out that little tiny brush again and scoop some of that matte medium out of them corners. It's just like all clogged up in there. And I think I heat gunned it again after we did. And that video is pretty sped up, because y'all trust me when I say I can't paint anywhere near that fast. Okay, even with the big brush, although it didn't take that long, I was surprisingly surprised that this video was somewhat quickish. Okay, now we're doing the shiny part. It's dry, y'all. It dries between. Y'all don't really need to watch it dry. Really, you don't. It's dry, and we're putting on gloss varnish, because, you know, even back in the day, painted vehicles were shiny, okay? It may not be as deep and shiny as they are now, but they were shiny even then. So we're doing that. And yeah, we're using the little brush because I didn't want to get the shiny on the wood part or the rubber tire part, because I want those to be flat, okay? Now Champ's going to bark outside, and I wouldn't be, and here goes Molly's turn. Because we are out in the studio for our voiceover today, and they may be going in and out. And I am doing the center part there of the tire, was it a hubcap? We're going to call it a hubcap because I don't know what it was. Part of the wheel, hubcap. And we went over that with the gloss because there again it's painted. We're going to go over it with the chrome, which you'll see in a minute. Y'all going to love this chrome pen. I'm going to enable y'all, let me look at it, to get a Molotow liquid chrome. Now the trick to it, do not use it on a porous surface. Do not use it on a porous surface. There's also another silver paint, silver. Oh, it's really silver. So not chrome, but it's silver. Anyways, now we're going to paint the pumpkins. We're letting that gloss stuff sit over there and dry for a while, y'all. A couple days. Not really, same day. We're going to paint the pumpkins that we cut out of the pickup truck, because this is it's a altered pickup multi-holiday option style. We're painting pumpkins. I mean, they came with the truck. We cut them off, but we want to put them back in there because, we're entering fall. Well, maybe not here at my house, but we're entering fall somewhere. I'm sure it's fall season for somebody somewhere. So we're doing that, and we're going to add just that says it's an orange too, but whatever. It's we're just trying to add some little highlights and shading, kind of like, and I don't know why, because it's like viewable from a distance. You can tell they're pumpkins, y'all. So we're doing that, and what else are we gonna do? Oh, let's get some green, paint that stem green, because, it's either green or brown. In this case, these are fresh pumpkins, so they're green, okay? In fact, we probably still pluck a watermelon or two out, if my seeds had took a hold. If my garden hadn't flooded so badly when it did, and then dried up when the drought came. So, didn't matter how much I watered it, y'all. It was not going to be happy. We did get several cucumbers and tomatoes. Oh, those tomatoes. Man, them homegrown tomatoes, you just ain't never in your life had something so good. Heat gun, y'all. So there is heat gun off and on. I don't know if you noticed that. So, and you may have noticed I painted one set of pumpkins in one direction and one set of pumpkins in the other. And now I'm adding matte medium to them, but it's actually got mixed into a little bit of puddle of the gloss varnish that was on my fancy palette right there, y'all. So hopefully this comes out, and it did, sort of, mostly, as a eggshell sheen, meaning it has a sheen to it, but it's not shiny. Okay? Eggshell. Think of an eggshell. A clean eggshell. Okay. So we're sealing them up, because I don't know, I might actually hang it on the front door, so it might be outdoors, but it won't be in the weather, but it'd be outdoors. Now we're going to offset the truck. I'm like, yeah, which one do I like in the front? We're going to offset and stack this truck up so we actually have a bed in the bed of the truck. This is the chrome. And it's kind of got a fat head there, nib, and I couldn't quite get it up real close, so I used a paintbrush and faked it its way in there. This is a 4 mm, which I think is millimeter. I don't know. So we're chroming up the bumpers, and we're going to chrome up the hubcaps. What we're calling the hubcaps, I don't know. They probably really weren't. I don't know if they were chromed. Mine are chromed. Mine are chromed. My foot slipped. I almost broke my toe. Okay, so it hit my shoe, not my toe. Thank you. So we're going along, and this is one of those shake it up and press the nib back and forth to get the paint stuff to flow. And it did clean up with soap and water. I don't know if it's a water base, because it doesn't say on the tube, and I don't have the patent anymore. Now the thing it does take it a while to dry. Remember, this is on non-porous surface, because we painted it, we put matte medium on it, then we put gloss varnish on it, so it's a sealed surface. Now we're going to use these craft sticks, aka popsicle sticks. If you were in the 1900s, you know what a popsicle stick is. Okay, if you're not familiar with the 1900s, it's a craft stick. Now those there little clippy binder things, whatever, I'm just using to hold the stick mostly upright. It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. It's not something you're going to see unless you totally examine this. Don't do it. Anyway, so I have a second one, and I'm trimming it down to size. Okay, so we're doing that with that heavy duty cutter, box cutter. I think that's it, box cutter. Anyway, big old giant heavy duty thing, y'all. Not just a little regular cut some paper craft knife stuff. Okay, so we're cutting and cutting. We're not trying to cut the whole thing in half. We're just making score lines a few times this way and that, and then it just snaps right off. And I don't know why I bothered sanding things. It's just sometimes I get in the details, y'all. So we're sanding it and smoothing off some of the edges because, nobody's going to see it and nobody's going to touch it, but it's something I had to do. So this is wood glue, and it probably, from the size of the bottle, it probably came from the Dollar Tree, but I'm not going to swear to that either. Now we're putting the glue right on the edge like we did that first craft stick, not popsicle stick. There was no popsicle ever on it. Okay, so we're going to do that and let that dry, and while that's drying, we're going to put our pumpkins together. Okay, because it's just like, well, they're going to be together, so, and I wanted it offset, and I didn't quite get it the way exactly I wanted it, but it's going to be viewable from a distance. And will anybody even know from a distance that it's pumpkins? I don't know. Could I even talk faster? I probably could, but I need a breath. Okay, so when I came back and I laid that on there, I'm like, oh shoot is what I said. Shiitake mushroom. I need another craft stick down at the bottom because, I don't need it all wobbly. And I need to drill a hole for our hanger to go back through because I don't want to use the pumpkin as my hanger hole thing, and my hole's not quite big enough. I'm just going to tell you right straight up right now, okay? And I did not paint the one behind chrome wheels because you're not going to see that part, but I did do the bumpers because you might see that part. You might, maybe. Now we're putting the wood glue on the edge again, and I would recommend using wood glue, which essentially is a PVA glue. So my favorite, Aleene's Original Tacky Glue, probably would have worked, but being a old woodworker person, it's wood glue, y'all. So now I'm trying to decide how I'm going to put it on there so I can see how offset I am, and so that I can kind of mostly get it sort of the same, okay? I had to move it a few times because I'm like, that's not right. Look at that. Y'all, that is so sweet. I cannot tell you how happy I am with this project. And like I said, my husband liked it so much. He's like, you need to do one for my office, only make it kind of blue with a lot of rust. He says, can you paint rust? And I'm like, well, sure. I can faux rust stuff. Golly, yeah. So we're putting our hanger back on there. And I'm doing it on the back pickup. And we went through the one at the cab of the truck, and now we're doing it through that hole that's not quite big enough. Well, it ends up being big enough. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. It's perfect even. And it does take that chrome. Did I say that a while ago? I might have out-talked myself. It takes it a minute to dry. Heat gun didn't hurry it up much either. So here we are using our original tacky glue, because this is my favorite. And I need a clamp so I can clamp that down, because that one end of the hanger is just being a peta. I'm like, oh, shiitake mushrooms. Only it's pumpkins. And I thought, well, let's put some leaves on here because we want to fancy up these pumpkins. I'm like, okay, well, I have these Dollar Tree stickers. They're 3D stickers. They're leaves, y'all, and they're cute. I don't know if y'all was able to snag any of them up. I don't even know if you really even wanted them. So, I mean, whatever. So, we're just kind of pulling that foamy stuff off the back, and then we're going to put some of our own foam stickers on there, and it's just like, oh my gosh. Now, they're paper. Do I expect them to necessarily last in our humid weather? Even though it's going to be, yeah, I probably will put them on the porch. Anyway. It'll be a covered area, but still, it just gets so humid here, y'all, sometimes, that our windows cry. The windows and doors, metal doors, will actually just be coated in water, and it's not raining when that happens. happens, y'all. So we're just positioning our leaves around, you know, little greenery and, you know, trying to make a little pop a statement kind of thing, which is another thing I could have done but didn't do. I could have made like a paper banner sort of thing to put on there to say something, you know, clever and original like happy fall, y'all, but I didn't. I didn't. Will I? I might, but probably not. Y'all know, probably not. So still working with that fun foam, sticker foam that came on the leaves, and put my own little scrap pieces on there. And this is so you can change the holiday on your picket, okay? Whether it's an indoor thing or not. See, there's a bed in the bed of the truck. Look at that. Ta-da! Okay, so we got a fall one. Let's do one for the next coming up season. Okay, we're gonna stamp out some Halloweenage type images. Now we'll tell you straight up, I don't know who made them, any of them, because I don't. Well, I didn't look in my desk reference book, so it might be in there, but I didn't look. They're just miscellaneous Halloween stamps, y'all. You got them. Well, most of you probably have some. Okay, and that's just the distress oxide black soot, because it is so nice and lovely dark. Will it run when these get so humid? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out, won't we? Okay, so we're going to cut them out. We're going to fussy or cussy cut, depending on which you prefer. Okay, or detail cut. I'm not cutting out that bird and that little spider webby thing. I just want the rest in peace headstone. Okay, and this little bitty tiny witch flying on a broomstick. She was kind of hard to cut out. The other witch is kind of hard to cut out. And I don't think I show you me cutting out all of them, because seriously, fussy cutting is fussy cutting is fussy cutting. But I do speed it up. No fingers were lost. No extra parts were amputated off of these witches. Okay? I thought I cut some out, but evidently I just sped it up. Oh, and there's skeleton and witches and okay. So that part of the skeleton I chose to paint black because of where he's going to go in the truck, on the truck, because I didn't want the white shining through like, oh, look, there's a white. What is that white stuff going on in there? So we're going to get out some floral wire. This is super thin, super bendy floral wire. Okay, and I'm going to roll the end up because we're going to glue it on the back of the witches, and I need some surface wire to have some extra surface to it. So we're going to glue it on there with our tacky glue, because you knew I was going to use tacky glue at some point again. Pretty sure about that. So that's what we're doing, and here comes our glue. And we've got little scraps, because, you know, when you cut out, detail cut, and you get little scrappies. And this is on cardstock, y'all. Not just copy paper. It is cardstock. Scrap cardstock. Yeah. So we're gluing a little piece of paper on the back to try to, you know, like help make the wire behave and stay put. Because now it's a wire doolally. Okay, and we're going to make another one, put on the little witch. And then when nobody was looking, a ghost came along. So we did a ghost when nobody was looking, because, you know, sometimes it happens. Because I didn't like just two witches flying up over the headstone truck thing, and I thought, well, we'll just put a ghost on there, because I didn't want to cut out that teeny tiny witch again. And we are clamping the cardstock piece on the back to help hold wire. This is Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. It will, when you let it put on a thinnish kind of layer and let it dry, it becomes tacky and will stay that way until it gets dirty and grungy, in which case you can just wipe it off with a damp damp, not wet, paper towel or baby wipe in. Okay? Tack it over and over. I put it on the back of a lot of my rubber and some of my clear acrylic stamps that don't really stick to the block. Okay, so here's our two witches, and here comes the ghost. Just a ghost, and our rest in peace headstone. And we're going to glue all these things on the back of that little flimsy headstone. Okay, so we're turning everything's upside down, and you know, they can be kind of manipulated even after they're glued on there. But for now, they're how they are. Actually, that's probably how they'll be. Okay, so should have put the ghost on there first. So now I got to wiggle it in there, and I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we actually kind of have two sets of photos coming up in the photo montage. Okay, so that's our scrap piece that we cut to mostly fit on the back of the rest in peace headstone. We're going to clamp it on there. I got a lot of glue on there, y'all. A lot of glue. More than I needed. I'm pretty sure about that. So we're clamping that on there, and that's going to have to dry forever. Okay, which it did. So here's our truck with just the pumpkins. I found some moss. Probably came from the dollar. I don't know where it's from. Anyway, so we're going to shove it in there because I thought, wouldn't it be cute if there was some hay around them pumpkins? And here's our little skeleton man. Or girl. It could be a girl. I don't know. I didn't count the ribs. And she's just sticking right there on the inside of the pickup truck. It's like saying, hey, y'all. Happy fall, y'all. And here's our rest in peace headstone, and it's going to slide and kind of stick between the pumpkins. It's not in there permanent, okay? Okay, because this is just for the Halloween. Just the pumpkins is for the thankful fall, and the Halloween stuff is for Halloween, y'all. Let's clean up those crumbs. Okay, get ready. And ta-da! Photo montage. So there's our fall pickup. Now I'm thinking we could put anything we want to in the back of the truck now that we have some depth and we can take stuff in and out. So you could do one of these if you find the pickups, and you could change it for every single holiday, special day, somebody's birthday or something like that. There it is, hanging on the front door. It's actually kind of small, a little small for the front door, but you know, there it is, all Halloweened out. Look at that. Ta-da! It was fun. It was pretty easy. I was so happy that my initial idea actually worked out without a hitch. Makes me happy. Just like each and every one of you that I appreciate so much. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.